like really one of the fucking biggest fears for like a straight black girl.
Why would a biological woman, whom is feminine, be insecure or fearful of a feminine gay black man when that same individual is mimicking identifiable mannerisms and characteristics of a biological woman whom is feminine? Although from this imitation, feminine gay black men have created their own colloquialisms and cultures, the origin will always be derivative of that female inspiration. Even if that feminine gay black man was inspired by a black male drag queen who may also be a part of the LGBTQ community, that influence or even the influence's influence will note that they've drawn inspiration from biological women on television, cinema, print, or within their own lives. Drag queens are merely caricatures of women as seen with Jasmine Masters, whom draws inspiration from her adoration of Patti LaBelle. When gay black men speak in these terms that are suggestive of intrasexual and or intersexual competition, often I feel as if it is expressed for sentiments of validation and or gratification.
But girls also think every time that nigga is DL, like, they the bottom. T, every time your nigga chasing my girl, he can be the top. He fucking me just like he fuck you. Maybe a little harder. Better. Faster. More. Ooh, I feel like we're gonna have girls paranoid. Also, she takes the boyfriend right now. You know I'm watching shit video. I got a couple questions.
It's almost like they're announcing how they may be gay, feminine, black, and plagued with adversity given their orientation, yet they can take, as they can have, whatever society and social constructs say they can't have. And I understand that. It's like, you say I shouldn't be with a man that has openly expressed himself as being homosexual. Well, I'll do you one favor, and I'll take your heterosexual son, whom is obviously DL or trade, furthermore bi or gay, and show you what I'm capable of and what society must adjust to as society attempts to conceal us. So I understand, yet this perceived competition or inferiority speaks to insecurity within individuals or relational dynamics that deny itself of truth. No one in the LGBTQ community is a threat to me as a heterosexual woman, and I would hope for that to be the same or to translate the same, vice versa, for any member of the LGBTQ community garnering heterosexual women. If I'm in a heterosexual relationship, nothing beyond that would entice me. With the proper communication and transparency, I will be informed and aware of what my partner needs and or desires sexually to further my discernment within that dynamic. I can proceed once the previous is addressed, or I can halt and dismiss it if it does not align to what I want or need. As seen with TEYANA Taylor and SUMPTER, they appear to be a trisexual couple. TEYANA nor IMAN has to feel inferior or in competition when they've clarified their expectations. So the question goes as stated again. Why would feminine gay black men be a straight black girl's biggest fear? Well, I say firstly, communication. Communication is essential to any relationship because it is affirmative action for comprehensive understanding. If you do not discuss what you are seeking from that person, what that person is seeking from you, and what you both are seeking within that relationship does not have the foundation to build, structural advancement. Like if you don't discuss what your sexual orientation is, you're not going to be able to identify that person as being bisexual, trisexual, heterosexual, or homosexual. You're only going to be able to assume, given your gender, that that person is a heterosexual man or a heterosexual woman, when in fact, they may be bisexual, they may be transsexual, they may be something other than what you perceive them to be. So it's important to have communication. Discuss what your kinks and preferences are. Denial is another reason why gay black men whom are feminine could be a threat to straight black women. Upon having unidentifiable boundaries or undefined ideals, you are also refuting the evidence and indicators because you do not have the clarity that is essential, that is necessary to be a part of that relationship. Communication is truly everything, as comprehension is the core of that relationship. you can communicate yourself, but if you're not understood, it means nothing. So communication and comprehension, if you lack these two factors, you're often placing yourself in a predicament where you can experience a level of denial because you don't have the absolute truth of things. You know what I mean? Like, you're refuting the evidence and indicators of what's going on. There's some women that will have, DL men, trade men, and they're like, nah, like, he's just a pretty boy. He's just a pretty boy. He's just a pretty boy. No, he's pretty gay, honey. He's pretty gay. Don't be in denial.
I want to say to all my females watching, if you have a genuine worry that your nigga may be DL or messing with niggas behind your back and you know nothing about it, that is valid. I'm going to say out of my mouth, you're valid to think that, because I can't speak for her. The niggas that I done ran up in and out of this bitch, you just wouldn't believe.
I'm just gonna say this. It be some of the niggas who front in the most happy relationships, posting they bitch every day. So don't think just because he posts you that he the only one posting that dick of it. That you the only one he posted that dick in.
And see, what a lot of girls is really gonna gag on, a lot of girlfriends don't be girlfriends, they be cover-ups.
Ooh.
Niggas will only date a fucking girl so bitches don't really get on their case, and niggas don't get on their case about...
Niggas will have babies, wives.
And then finally, it leads into insecurity. You're insecure because you don't have the communication. And because you don't have the communication, you don't have the comprehension. And because you don't have the comprehension, you're often placing yourself in predicaments of denial because you're not afforded the truth. You're not afforded transparency because you have yet to be afforded the proper communication for the adequate comprehension. So now you're insecure. You feel inferior because you're not affirmed.
So, let's talk about this. Do you think girls be more hurt at when it's a nigga or do you think they'd be more okay if it's another bitch?
I think it'll hit fish bad if they find out that they nigga cheating with a nigga.
And finally, to speak to the question posed regarding whether or not a woman would be more enraged if their partner was with a man or a woman, I feel like it would be quite equal. If you're with a man and a woman, you risk the possibility of bringing back STDs, AIDS, HIV, what have you. You risk bringing back chlamydia, you risk bringing back all of these sexually transmitted diseases. While being with a woman, the only thing that you could risk that you would not risk with a man is bringing back a child as well. But there's various risks that exist when you are playing both sides of the fences and you're not straddling your own fence at home. You know what I mean? So either way, it's infuriating because someone is dishonest to you, whether they're being dishonest to you because they're with a woman, a man, they're verbally announcing romantic or intimate cues to a person, or actually partaking in sexual acts. It's embarrassing. And for a lot of women societally, you're always seen as like, ha ha ha, he cheated on you. You know what I mean? So either way, it's embarrassing. So conclusively, it all goes back to the notion and or narrative of being with a person that wants to be with you, not just being with a person that you want to be with. Because often when you're with a person that does not want to be with you, you are denying yourself of things that you truly need, of things that are quite essential as it is necessary, such as communication, which places you in a predicament of denial. You're refuting evidence, you're refuting the indicators because you so desperately want to be with this person that does not want to be with you. Everything is so obvious as it is clear, you know what I mean? We are celestial beings, as I often mention in my videos, so when we say we feel a vibe, we genuinely feel a vibe. We feel that positive or negative vibration that is emitted at high or low frequencies. We notice it. It's just up to us to act upon what we're noticing and dismiss it or proceed. When you place yourself in a predicament of denial, you are affirming yourself within your insecurities that have already existed but are more pronounced and profound than it was initially, because you've continued as far as you have, denying yourself of what's due. So it all goes back to being with a person that wants to be with you. When someone wants to be with you, they're going to be honest. The reason why a lot of these DL men or trade men are more honest with their side piece or, their part-time lover, however you want to refer to it, they're treating this person like their full-time lover because that's someone that they genuinely want to be with. They're speaking to them honestly and transparently because they want to be with that person. So in closing, I really wanted to have this conversation given the negative connotation that often surrounds the heterosexual and homosexual relationship. Given certain social normatives and constructs, it polices the relationship that we share with one another and can often hinder the progressiveness of that relationship. So I really wanted to have that conversation because no matter what, if I'm a heterosexual woman and I have a heterosexual man and we've communicated this, we've comprehended this, we know each other's orientation, we know each other's identity, we know each other's kinks, quirks, whatever it is that we need to know about each other sexually, intimately, romantically, as partners, we're understood because we communicate. And I have a gay best friend that comes over, although I would never have a disrespectful friend like this. If I had a friend that was disrespectful and he decides to push up on my man, no matter what, he's a heterosexual man. The only time that I would ever feel inferior or intimidated or, a bit of disdain about this, besides, my friend being disrespectful, is if I knew for a fact, but I was denying that my man could be down low, that my man could be bisexual, that my man could be gay, that my man could be trade. You know what I mean? Like, I would never feel any type of way if I have a heterosexual man who is affirmed in his heterosexuality. So it really just applies to those women that are dealing with down low men, know they're dealing with down low men, don't know for sure, but they see the indicators, they see the signs, they got the evidence, but they're denying it. And that's why they're fearful when these feminine gay black men come around, because they know for a fact you walk by way of their boyfriend, honey, he's hot to trot. So in no way was this commentary meant to offend anyone, especially the individuals that are a part of the LGBTQ community. And as I've recently researched the LGBTQAI community, I in no way was intending to offend or disrespect, your sexual identity or sexual orientation. In no way was I attempting to do that. Also, with WeLuvChe, in no way was I attempting to defame, who he is as a influencer or a being. Like, that's not me. I just like to have real conversation, and my commentary was sparked due to the interest of his statement when he mentioned how, heterosexual black girls are fearful of gay black men. And I just wanted to further that conversation, possibly provide a bit more clarity, because it was a statement that was brief, but it left a bit of lingering, for me at least. So yeah, I'm not trying to offend anyone, is what I'm saying. So hopefully you enjoyed this commentary and we can have healthy conversation in the comment section below.